Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Tony Porter with T5 Sports Performance, and I would like to welcome you to the channel. That channel being the new home of sports performance talk, sports performance strategies. We're going to talk sports, period, but we're going to talk performance. We're going to talk nutrition. We're going to talk speed and agility. We're going to get into it, but we're mainly going to, outside of all of that, we're gonna do some motivation. So, before we even get any further, I would like for you to subscribe to the channel, follow me, and let's get down and dirty. Let's get right into it. One thing that you have to understand, I'm not going to pull punches. To give you a little bit of backdrop about myself, again, my name is Tony Porter, and I have literally been coaching for 30 plus years. Football, basketball, baseball, track. I started uh, coaching youth football, and when I first started coaching youth football, I started out coaching at a team called the Algonquin Steelers in my hometown of Louisville, Kentucky, and we were not that good. I think the biggest thing with the coaches, most of the coaches, is we was too busy with ego. Our egos was we was trying to live vicariously through what we had done before in life, and so that was my first lesson in how to coach sports. And as time grew on, I started to develop the mentality of the mindset of how to be successful. And so by doing that, by studying and by getting into a lot of different aspects in life, I I grew into what some would say was a very smart but arrogant and cocky individual. Now, why do I say I was arrogant and cocky? I literally would take youth sports, youth football. Let's talk youth football. I would take youth football and take it by the reins, grabbing that bull by the horns and turning youth football. The team I'm talking about is my 10 and 11-year-old team that I used to coach. I literally turned them into the St. Louis Rams of youth football. We was averaging 50 to 60 points a game. And in order for you to beat us, you had to cheat us. So we're gonna call it how it is, because the one thing they don't want to see you be successful. But in order to beat us, you had to cheat us. And trust me, there were a ton of good programs. And the key word that I said there was programs. There was a ton of good programs growing up. Not growing up, I'm sorry. There was a ton of good programs back in the day where you had to step in, and if you didn't get coached, if you didn't know how to coach, you was gonna get your ass whooped. So one of the main programs, one of the programs that helped the program I was with was the Louisville Raiders. Now, a lot of people didn't like the Louisville Raiders, but the Louisville Raiders had coaching, they had following, they had athletes. We scrimmaged them. They came over. You seen the product that they put on the field. When they left, there was a meeting held with the upper brass of our organization, and before the meeting even got started, I told them, I said, in order for us to be successful, that's what we have to do. So we had to model that organization, and when we modeled that organization, we went into another direction. See, our program was a program the kids was kind of like thrown at. See, some kids came over because their friends played, but some kids didn't make the cut. And you had great programs. Well, again, the Louisville Raiders, Middletown Heights Point Lobos at the time, the West End Yellow Jackets, the Flagey Rams. These programs were spread out throughout the entire Jefferson County area, but each one of these programs had something that nobody had. They had structure. They had following. They had what programs were supposed to have. And in order for us to be successful, we had to literally do, mimic, not copy, not steal, but we had to literally model our program after that. And like I said, after that, it took off. But I mean, and so basically myself have been successful as a coach. So as you continue to jump in and you continue to possibly follow T5 Sports Performance, it becomes clearer on who the person is that is speaking to you. So again, I started out in youth football. I took youth football, went into youth baseball for about 4 years. Won the division that I was in, was able to coach on the all-star team. But again, it was kids that nobody else wanted. It was parents that nobody else wanted to deal with. I didn't mind. As long as the guys that I was around coaching were receptive to the parents coming in, because they was fine. And so that's when people started to take notice. We partnered with a organization called St. Anthony's Outreach Center, and they needed basketball. They needed a basketball team. I put one together. The funny thing is the league we played in was 15 and under, and my kids was 14. I have I had one 14-year-old. No, I had two 14-year-olds, and everybody else was 13 and 12. We got kicked out of the league because I mimicked college basketball. I preached defense first, and we score off of our defense. And the first game we played, I think the score was, if I remember, it was a complete blowout, 94-4. And the crazy part about it is we only played defense, and we scored off of our defense. We played pressing defense, which led to multitude of turnovers, and the real scoring only came from the second unit, because the second unit, they had to endure and learn how to beat the first unit in order to be able to get a shot off. So they understood how to beat teams and things like that. And I'm not saying this to boast or build up my reputation, because that's not what I'm doing. I'm hoping that you're listening to something that I said, because not often, and I'll say this again, not often have I chose to be on a stacked, loaded team. My coaching staff, our coach was coaches who, the coaches that I coached with, we meshed together. We never, we weren't those type of coaches who felt like we had to have a stud team. We built our team through the growth of our program. And our program it started with the Mighty Mites and June Pee Wees to juniors to seniors. That's how we built. And that's how most programs should be built. I don't knock nobody for what they do. I truly don't. But I'm giving you me. All right. So football, basketball, baseball, moved on to high school. I coached 5 years. I was supposed to be coaching this year, but due to COVID-19 and my schedule, it did not allow me. I got into training, and I have been blessed as a coach of football and athletics to train some of a couple of college football's premier athletes. I've had the privilege of coaching several. There are 3 to 4 young men that I coached that play at Western Kentucky. There's a young man that plays down in at the University of Kentucky. There's another young man that plays at Eastern Michigan. I have one that wound up playing for me. He literally went into the Naval Academy and came out, and he coached 1 year before he went to flight school, and now he's flying down for the United States Navy. I've been blessed to coach hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of kids, and to see them grow and become entrepreneurs and not in trouble based off what they went through. I've had the opportunity to coach several kids who have played in the NFL. One was a Super Bowl winning champion. He played for the New Orleans Saints when they won the Super Bowl. Actually, that whole family went to the pros. It was 2 cousins. It was 2 brothers and a cousin, and they all went to the pros. So I've been blessed to be around some talent. I've been blessed to be around some great people. I've been blessed to be around some great business minds. So what I want to do is I want to give back, and that's the reason why I'm starting to post on this channel. Giving back is more important to me than anything in this world. I feel like that the youth are being not misguided, but they're being forgotten. And with that being said, we can't forget the youth, because the children are going to be the future. Okay? The children are definitely going to be the future. So with that being said, please, let's think about that. Again, this channel, we're going to discuss sports performance. We're going to discuss speed and agility. We're going to discuss program design. We're going to talk football. We're going to talk basketball. We're going to talk baseball. I can't talk golf because I don't do golf. I can't talk lacrosse because I don't do lacrosse. But if I could find someone who could talk these games with me and help me understand, then guess what? I'll find them, and we could get that all in. We could do all of that. All right. So, like I said, with that being said, this is the introduction to the channel. All right. And we're gonna keep it 100. We're not gonna sugarcoat nothing. We're not gonna beat around the bush. We're gonna get into it, and I'll probably say some things that's gonna tick people off. Guess what? It is what it is. It's reality. Because over the 30 years of coaching, not only youth sports but high school sports, talking to unlimited college coaches and head coaches of national programs, and being able to sit back and be on conference calls, listening and learning and understanding what goes on. Some of y'all need help, and I hope to give y'all some guidance. Okay, so with that being said, we're going to just tune in, man. That's all. Just tune in, because I'm telling you, we're gonna get into it. All right. This is the. This is the Thunderdome. T5 Sports, performance, nutrition, all of that. Welcome to the Thunderdome. All right. We out here.